The long-delayed and much-anticipated movie The Flash has finally been released. And we have CBC senior entertainment reporter Eli Glasner to fill us in on this. Okay, so there's a lot sort of riding on this film. What can you tell us about it?
Well, we have to start with the Ezra Miller of it all. This is an actor who has been a focus of a series of legal and criminal charges. I believe they're actually right now under probation for an arrest coming out of Vermont. For the past year, they've been undergoing a mental health treatment in rehab. And Warner Brothers has been playing this interesting game trying to, rev up the hype machine for this film while keeping Ezra Miller off of the red carpet until just this week, when the first time we heard from them on a red carpet. But undoubtedly, the center of this film is Ezra Miller as Barry Allen, the forensic scientist with super speed powers. But Flash comes at an interesting time for the studio. There's a new boss in charge. James Gunn came from Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy to launch a whole new series of movies for DC. But first, we have this leftover from the dark and dour Zack Snyder era of movies. Now, The Flash was always a bright spot in those movies, and that's part due to the performance of Ezra Miller. His version, their version of Barry Allen is sweet and shy and kind of sensitive. They try to fit in, and it doesn't always work, but it can have hilarious and amusing results. Now, every hero needs to carry their own little satchel of trauma. His trauma is the murder of his mother, but in this movie, he realizes if he runs fast enough, he can run back in time. Here is Ben Affleck as Batman saying, "Barry, bad idea."
If you were to go into the past, you have no idea what the consequences can be. Bruce, I could fix things. You can also destroy everything.
This can't be happening. I completely broke the universe.
So there you go. Yeah, the good news is that Flash was able to run back in time and change things. The bad thing is that most of the heroes are missing in action. On the upside, he did meet a younger version of himself, so now we have two Barrys for the price of one. And when General Zod, the bad guy from Man of Steel, shows up, now the Barrys have to go looking for a Batman and a Superman. But who do they find? Well, the spooky cave might give you a little hint. Let's take a closer look.
You get this Superman, then you're on your own.
You are.
I'm gonna let Michael Keaton finish that sentence because I want you to have that experience in the theater. But yes, your eyes do not deceive. That is Keaton playing the semi-retired older version of the Batman from the 1989 Tim Burton version of Bats.
Okay, so it's kind of like Butterfly Effect meets superhero storyline. We know the Keaton Batman is back, as you said. That is kind of huge.
Look, to quote a different comic character, Thanos, this is the end game, right? We have reached this moment, I think, where comic books are now consuming themselves. So everything has become this self-referential meta moment, movies referencing movies. Now, I will say, it is a blast to see Keaton don the cape again, to grimace and leap into action. Even without the cape, he does a thing explaining time travel with pasta, just as Bruce Wayne, and it's the greatest thing ever. He still has that thing. And Ezra Miller as Barry's number 1 and 2. One is awkward and self-conscious. The other is kind of cool and confident because he wasn't traumatized. So an amazing performance by Ezra Miller. But as the time travel shenanigans continue, as you can see, these meta movie moments stack up. Now, if you're a superfan who's studied DC content religiously, this will be your Woodstock. But if you just want to see a movie about a guy who runs fast and saves the day, you will be befuddled. And I'll tell you why I think this. I had a chance to see this movie twice. I saw it once in Vegas in a theater filled with super fans, and they went mad. They devoured every DC Easter egg. But I saw the same movie a week ago here in Toronto in a small theater with some mums and dads and kids who just won tickets for a night out to go see a movie, and the movie was flat. It didn't play the same. There were a few laughs and I think a fair amount of confusion. And this makes me think, a couple 15 years ago, when these movies all started connecting together, I was amazed. We're living in this age where comic book continuity, these shared stories are all coming together, bringing that effect to the movies. But now I'm tired. The idea of these shared universe just put these superheroes in a silo. You need to do your homework in order to appreciate these films. So let's do another kind of time travel. I want to bring you back to 1978. Take a look. Richard Donner's Superman, John Williams' score. This is a movie that worked for me, worked for you, worked for your mother. You didn't need a super geek explaining it to you. All you needed was the power of Christopher Reeve, who could be meek and mighty all at the same time. Tim Burton's Batman still works today because he had the luxury just to focus on the film, not interconnect it to other movies, forcing us to do homework. Remember when we had closure? Remember when movies just ended? The power of this Flash, it wants to make you feel like the movies you fell in love with growing up. But who's going to remember the Flash? Who's going to remember and feel the same way 20 years from now? 3 stars out of 5.
3 stars out of 5. I gotta say, Michael Keaton, though, is my favorite Batman.
Then I think you probably have to go see this film because you get the wonderful return of Keaton, and he's still got it.
Okay, thank you for this, Eli. That is CBC Senior Entertainment Reporter Eli Glasner.